Evening, guys. Right, I've just come off a phone call with a client of mine who, even if I was trying to sell him something to do with sales or sales structure, I wouldn't have been able to. He had the whole thing completely and utterly covered. Nothing I could do. So what I wanted to do, since I've just come off the call with him, I literally wanted to, I thought, I've got to talk to you guys about this. And I've got the whiteboard out, I'm in the office, and I'm going to do a little bit of a demo and show you how he'd done it and basically how he was structuring his sales process all the way through. So it gives you an idea of basically what it is that you need to have within your business to make your sales team scalable and, more importantly, make your selling a lot easier. If you've got all these things in place, everything in the background just does what it needs to do. Your scripts are saying what they need to say, your follow-ups are there, and your closes and your objections are all covered. Okay, so basically, this guy works in, I'm not going to reveal what exactly he does and what his company does, but they work in the automotive sector, and it's all to do with in car. You know when lorries or whatever have these they have the cameras and stuff now. So if there's an accident, they can basically show it to the police or the insurance, and they can see what's happened. So it does those along with some other software to do with automotive sector. So one of the things we were discussing is databases, because my company specialises in fleet and automotive fleet data. We have all the details on how many cars, vans and trucks a company runs. So basically, it starts off with a database. So let's say we've got a database here of 10,000 emails. Okay? Now, you'll probably see on my last video that you can't rely on email anymore, but it still works if you know what you're doing. From that, it then goes into the email campaign, the email sender. We'll just call that sender. And that gets sent out to the 10,000 email addresses. Okay? He has structured it, and this is what I advise as well. On one of the other videos you may have seen that we talk about doing one email. I do one on a Monday, another one on a Tuesday, and another one on a Thursday. So we have the initial cold email, we then have our follow-up email, and then we have a further follow-up email. And as I said before, you'll usually find that these ones here are better than the first ones, okay? You get better open rate and click-through rate. So he sends his emails to the 10,000 here. After he's done that, he then looks at the analytics of the buttons. So let's say that's his email, and he's got a button towards the top, he's got a button halfway through, and a button towards the end. Okay, like some of my emails have got 6 buttons going all the way down, and you're just basically looking at the values, objections, all that sort of stuff as you go through the copy. He then looks at these and sees where they've landed. He then looks at previous emails to see what products, what buttons they've pressed on previous emails to see where their clicks are coming through. And it gives them an idea that if they've clicked here about that product, and then he goes back to the last email and they've clicked the same product, he knows that he can then talk to them about that particular product. Okay? The information of the open rates and the click-through rates, he then sends to a small sales team of 3 to 5 people, who are then given the names, telephone numbers of the people depending on what product they're interested in. So let's say we've got product A, B and C. They go through to a sales team of 5 people who then pick up the phone and make a call to all the clicks depending on what product they had. These people then have basically, so you're looking at someone that was cold, has come through, and over the last, let's say, I think they send like 3 a month on so they'll send 10,000, let's say they will split it into 3. So 3,500 on each week doing these emails. He then knows these guys, they've then been warmed up during the process. So they've seen one email, they've seen another email, and they've seen another email, and they're focusing on one or two particular products, which means that when they come through, they've already kind of heard of the company. They might recognise it. I mean, don't get me wrong, people are busy out there, and I know that when I get called, I might forget what the company's called, and but suddenly it starts, memory starts triggering back, and I start remembering what's going on. But they've been warmed up through this process, and then rather than wasting time here when they're making their call and going through, one thing that we don't want to do on a sales call is talk about ourselves. Rather than having to talk about what they do as a company, they've already been through this process and they're kind of lukewarm when they get here, which means they're then happy to talk about the product. They can then talk about testimonials. They can then talk about examples. For one of the examples he was talking about was a big client of theirs had put their software into the company. 2 weeks later, had quite a major car accident. They were in a lorry and it got into another car. And they won their case because of having the camera installed in the vehicle, proved it to the insurance company. Now, I said to them on the phone, that perfect testimony, I said it's already been used. So they already used that in this process on the call to another company to say, you start bringing in a bit of fear into it. So it's like, don't be like this company. This is what happened 2 weeks after they put our software and it saved the day because of the accident they had. So you can already see that you've already got this whole sales structure in place. Perfect. This is the sort of thing that wins business. If you go to the Ultimate Sale, I forgot to do my pitch at the beginning, ultimateclose.com, there's a video there where we talk about different parts of this. If you were to look at doing the actual masterclass, which is a course, you would get all of this, loads of it, and the whole structure. And my course is built in a way to structure the whole sales process. So you would start from the first videos all the way through with all the different things you can download, the email templates you can download, the lot. So it's all there. Go on to ultimateclose.com, have a look at the video. It's 40 minutes long, it's free, not asking for any opt-ins. If you then want to go through, have a look. There's more of a sales process, a few objections that I'm going to go over to make sure you're doing. And you know what? You spend more money in Starbucks every month than what I charge for the course. So go and have a look. It's definitely worth the money. And that's it. I'm going to go home. I'm going to probably fancy going and have a beer. I think I might go and have a beer. Either way, I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Podcasts are going up now. Still trying to wait. The podcasts are all new. I'm still trying to get iTunes to have to verify. It's been it says up to 3 weeks to verify your podcast. Hopefully it will come back and it'll be all fine. So then you can listen to me in the car. All right? I'll speak to you soon, guys. Cheers. Bye.